Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
I believe the Iraqi dinar is going to change value, and the citizens believe that too. I believe Soudani has literally spoken those words, the dinar, it's going to be stronger than the dollar. He said those things on a couple of occasions. Question: do you believe the new lower denominations have already been printed in Iraq? Marx: yes, I do. We have seen the contracts years ago and the paid receipts from the government of Iraq with Delaru to print them. Many contacts in Iraq have seen the cut sheets, samples of LDs, in banks. Parliamentary finance to employees: your salaries are secured for this year and next year even if oil drops. I was told this morning that the new rates presently put on the bank screen are not actual new bank rates. They are used for investments. After the decline in oil, a government advisor: we have the capabilities to confront the problems of the global economy. I consider this one of those wow articles. Quote: the highest reserves in the country's monetary and financial history. Also the growth indicators in the non-oil GDP have touched 6%. Wow. I just read an article not that long ago that said oil sales are now 89% of their budget, which is good. Remember, it was 96% of their budget. Iraq is going in the right direction, but they still rely on oil sales way too much. If Iraq starts stumbling and the prices drop low for oil per barrel, then they start operating in the deficit. If it keeps dropping and gets too low, then they're going to have no choice but to devalue the Iraq dinar. Nobody said they're doing it. I'm just saying we really got to pay attention to the price of oil per barrel, because if it gets too low, they don't need to tell us what's going to happen. You should already be aware that's what they're going to do. I heard rates on bank screens are changing and fluctuating. I am hoping this means they are priming the system again. My banking contacts say they are seeing many different rates. Rates are rolling all over the place. Hopefully they are checking the system and priming the system. Private Banks Association: the number of electronic payment points in Iraq increased from 7,000 to 30,000. Electronic payments: you can get this feeling it's showtime because they're really doing the development of the reality of financial inclusion. They're spreading that financial culture around the country. It's coming, the growth stage. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Soudani discussed, on Monday, with a delegation from the American company Apple, the digital transformation in Iraq. A statement by al-Soudani's office received by Shafaq news agency stated that during the meeting, common topics were discussed, as the Prime Minister indicated that Iraq is witnessing transformations in the digital reality today, and spoke about the work of the Supreme Committee for Digital Transformation in Iraq headed by him, in addition to other committees working in the same field. And he also indicated that Iraq has transformed into a successful investment environment in which many major companies operate, which requires rapid digital keeping pace. Al-Soudani stressed the importance of working to raise the levels of digital and technological capabilities of young people, which would expand job and employment opportunities, and work to implement government programs aimed at completing all transactions through an integrated digital environment. For its part, the company's delegation proposed working within the framework of contributing to developing the capabilities of young people, and caring for developers in the fields of technology in cooperation with universities, as well as registering phones entering Iraq in a way that makes them at competitive prices, and due to the importance of the company's phone products, because they support digital transformations related to the economy and money, according to the statement. The head of the Special Committee for Investigating Port Violations, MP Yasser al-Husseini, considered the corruption and thefts taking place in Iraqi ports as a continuation of the theft of the century. Al-Husseini said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the corruption of the ports is much greater than the stolen money that was announced and is considered a continuation of the theft of the century, noting that the corruption of the current management of the ports has caused great losses to the country. He added, The ports cannot bring any financial return to Iraq during the next few years because of the control of shadow companies over them, adding, no one can enter the ports company, even the judiciary, the public prosecution, and the integrity. He pointed out that there are political and partisan pressures being exerted on the parliament presidency to prevent the investigation committee into port corruption from going to Basra. Observers believe that what is happening in Iraqi ports is the biggest and most dangerous theft in Iraq. The fake projects and corruption that are happening in the ports are tying the government to paying huge sums of money in debt and interest, even though they are an important economic resource for the country.